I thought if I built it, they would come. Spoiler alert, they didn't. Not even close. My name's Nate. I'm 24 years old. And 3 months ago, I pulled off the biggest thing anyone in my family had seen in decades. I graduated college. Not just graduated, I crushed it. Double major. Information Systems and Finance. Graduated top of my class, with honors, awards, handshakes from professors who said things like "You're going places, kid." For most families, that would be the stuff of framed photos and teary Facebook posts. For mine? It didn't even crack the family group chat. Meanwhile, my cousin Madison opened a barely functional Etsy candle shop, and my mom threw her a brunch party complete with mimosa towers and handmade banners. My brother Ryan's Sunday League softball team made it to semifinals. My dad wore his jersey for a week straight and called it championship energy. But me? The one who spent 4 years juggling 3 part-time jobs, night classes, freelancing websites just to afford textbooks, living on stale instant ramen and dollar store coffee pods? Nothing. No texts. No calls. Not even a sad little "proud of you, bud" from grandma. And somehow, I still wanted to believe. Maybe they forgot. Maybe they were waiting to surprise me. Maybe they just needed a little nudge. So I decided to make it easy for them. I rented a rooftop space downtown Portland, nothing crazy expensive, but beautiful. String lights crisscrossing overhead, a panoramic skyline that made you believe anything was possible, a Bluetooth speaker system that I spent hours prepping playlists for. I dipped into what little savings I had left, the emergency fund I'd built working late-night tech support gigs and fixing cracked iPhone screens in my tiny apartment kitchen. I wasn't saving for a car. I wasn't saving for a trip. I was saving for this. One memory where I could feel like I mattered. I ordered everyone's favorites, custom-tailored. Ryan's spicy garlic wings from that one hole-in-the-wall spot he never shut up about. Madison's artisanal vegan flatbread, because even though she constantly roasted me for being too corporate, I still wanted her to feel included. Grandma's beloved coconut shrimp, the weirdest craving she ever confessed to over Thanksgiving dinner. No speeches. No gifts. No drama. Just one night. One table where I belonged. I designed digital invites, full graphic designs, not just lazy texts. Built RSVP links, send Google Calendar invites with reminders built in. I even customized a Spotify playlist, throwback jams we used to scream out the car windows, Grandma's favorite oldies, Madison's indie folk obsession. A week before, I followed up. "Hey, just checking you got the invite. Can't wait to celebrate with you all, party popper." Everyone answered. Of course. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Proud of you, Nate. The night before, I triple-checked again. Every chirpy "see you tomorrow" made that dumb, hopeful part of me swell. Maybe this would be the night it all shifted. Maybe they'd finally see me. I imagined walking into the venue, seeing their faces light up, feeling the arms around me and hugs that weren't rushed or distracted. I imagined laughter over dinner. Proud toasts clinking in the air. A real family moment. Something to lock away in my mind for all the lonely years that came before it. When you grow up in a house where love is rationed out like breadcrumbs, you learn early, attention is currency. And I was always broke. From the moment I could walk, it was clear who the stars of our family were. Ryan, my older brother, the golden boy with a killer arm for baseball and a smile that teachers called charismatic. Madison, my cousin, the artsy free spirit who could scribble on a napkin and have grandma crying over her raw talent. Me? I was the background character. The understudy who never got called on stage. If Ryan needed help moving apartments for the 3rd time that year, everybody grabbed boxes and made a day of it. When Madison launched yet another Etsy shop, there were family-wide group texts boosting her store links and buying $30 soy candles shaped like manifestation crystals. But when I quietly worked through high school, pulling honor roll after honor roll while juggling jobs at coffee shops and fixing computers? Maybe a thumbs up emoji. If they remembered. I got used to it. Or at least, I thought I did. I became the default helper. Cutting the lawn every Saturday when Dad's back gave out, no Thanksgiving. Hauling groceries up 3 flights of stairs for Mom because Ryan forgot again, no acknowledgement. Even covering the heating bill last winter when Madison overdrafted her account trying to fund a new crystal workshop idea. Every favor, every chore, every late-night emergency call that I dropped everything to answer, it was all stored up inside me like a silent tab no one else knew they owed. But maybe the ugliest part? I kept hoping. Some part of me, the part that stayed up nights refreshing my scholarship applications, the part that dared to dream about graduation day, thought that if I just worked harder, gave more, shined brighter, they'd finally notice. So when my actual graduation day came, when I stood in that stiff polyester gown under the screaming sun, scanning the bleachers, hoping for even one familiar face, and found none? It felt like an old wound being ripped open in public. No calls. No texts. No "we're so proud of you" banners. Not even an obligatory Facebook post. Just silence. And still, I gave them another chance. The rooftop party was me saying, maybe if I build it, they'll come. Maybe if I made it easy enough, convenient enough, bright enough, they'd finally show up. Maybe they'd look at me and not just see a handyman, a bill payer, a human ATM with a smile. Maybe they'd see a son. A cousin. Someone who mattered. I just didn't know yet that some people will always need you more broken than whole. Because your brokenness feeds their comfort the night of the party, I got to the rooftop an hour early. I wanted everything to be perfect. The evening air had that crisp, electric feel, the kind that promises good things. The skyline stretched out in front of me, all glitter and glass, the city humming like a song just for me. I walked the perimeter, checking everything twice. The food was hot. The drinks were chilled. The fairy lights overhead flickered gold against the deepening blue sky. The playlist, the one I'd spent 2 hours perfecting, was softly spinning through the speakers. Everything was ready. I adjusted the sleeves of my black slim-fit suit, the one good suit I owned, and smoothed down my tie. The jacket sagged a little on me now, stress had shrunk me more than any diet ever could. But tonight wasn't about perfection. Tonight was about being seen. I stationed myself by the entrance, next to the elevator. Each time the doors dinged open, my heart kicked like a Labrador hearing car keys. First ding. An older couple I didn't recognize, clearly looking for another party. Second ding. A catering staffer, lugging a tray of shrimp. Third ding. Empty. I checked my watch. 7:15 p.m. Party started at 7. No big deal. Fashionably late, right? It's a family thing. They're probably parking. Probably arguing about directions. Probably planning a surprise entrance. I sipped on a Sprite, icy cold against the lump growing in my throat. 7:30 p.m. No one. I texted Ryan. Hey bro, you close? No answer. I texted Madison. Can't wait to see you. Read. No reply. 7:45 p.m. The staff started giving me those polite, pitying smiles, the kind you reserve for kids who don't get picked for dodgeball. One catering guy, a teenager with acne and too much gel in his hair, even mumbled, maybe they're stuck in traffic? I nodded, like I believed him. Like it mattered. By 8 p.m., the food had gone from steaming to lukewarm. The wings were starting to congeal in sad little puddles. The coconut shrimp were curling into hard little commas on their trays. I sat down on one of the folding chairs, tapping my foot to the beat of a song no one else was hearing. Checked my phone. Refreshed the group chat. Refreshed it again. Maybe they planned a bigger surprise. Maybe they were waiting to all show up together, arms full of balloons and "Congrats, Nate" banners. Maybe this was still going to be okay. 8:47 p.m. My phone buzzed. A new tag on Instagram. I smiled without thinking, thumb already reaching, and then I saw it. A photo. My entire family, crammed onto my parents' living room couch, all wearing matching plaid pajamas. Pizza boxes stacked high on the coffee table. Blankets everywhere. Grandma, Mom, Dad, Ryan, Madison all smiling, relaxed, like it was just another cozy Friday night. The caption: Family movie night. We needed this smiling face with hearts. My vision tunneled. There, in the background, almost like a sick joke. My graduation photo. The one I mailed out to every relative, weeks ago. It hung crookedly on the wall, half covered by a drooping balloon leftover from Madison's latest soft launch party. They hadn't forgotten. They hadn't gotten stuck. They hadn't made other plans. They had chosen pajamas and Netflix over showing up for me. I sat there, blinking at my phone, feeling the edges of the world blur a little. No anger. No tears. Just a spreading, hollow silence that pressed against my ribs until I thought they might crack. The city lights blurred in the distance. The speakers hummed the chorus of a love song no one was here to hear. The coconut shrimp grew colder. The catering manager, a kind-eyed woman named Steph, came over, hesitated, and said softly, "We can stay another hour, no extra charge if you want." I nodded mutely, not trusting myself to speak. So I sat. I sat there in that rented chair, in my too-big suit, surrounded by untouched food and empty chairs. I sat until the rooftop closed, until the fairy lights flickered out one by one, until even the city seemed to turn away. Later, back at my apartment, a 400-square-foot studio I funded by juggling freelance gigs while taking 18-credit semesters, I sat on the edge of my bed, staring at the cracked ceiling. This was supposed to be the night I finally felt like part of something. Instead, it was the night I realized something deeper, something colder. They didn't forget me. They just didn't care enough to show up. And once you realize that, you can't ever unknow it again. That's when the switch flipped. Not a raging explosion. Not a meltdown. A clean, quiet click in my mind. They didn't deserve me. They never had. And starting tonight, they wouldn't have me anymore. I didn't sleep that night. Not because I was sad. Not even because I was mad. Because something inside me had finally gone still, like a lake freezing over after a long, brutal storm. At 2:13 a.m., I swung my legs off the bed, grabbed my laptop, and logged into every account tied to my name. The family cell phone plan I had added them to just for a few months to save money. The streaming bundles: Hulu, Disney+, Spotify Premium. The utilities at my parents' house because it's easier if you handle it, Nate. Electricity. Internet. Even the pest control subscription. All of it. I had set it up. I could tear it down. It wasn't about revenge. It was about clarity. It was about realizing that no matter how many bills I paid, no matter how many times I showed up, stayed quiet, swallowed my hurt, I was never going to be more than a supporting character in the family movie they cast themselves in. And it was time for my character to exit the script. I took a deep breath. Sent one text to the family group chat, short, surgical. Good luck covering next month's bills without me. Then I blocked every number. Dad. Mom. Ryan. Madison. Grandma, after saving her number separately. Blocked their Facebooks. Blocked their Instagrams. Blocked their Venmo requests. Silence. For 3 whole days, it was blissful. No buzzing. No guilt baiting. No frantic requests for tech support at 11 p.m. It was just me, the hum of my fridge, and a whole lot of empty space that somehow didn't feel empty at all. Until the dam broke. It started like a crack in glass, tiny, almost ignorable. A Facebook post from my mom. One of those vague, manipulative rants. Some people forget who was there for them when they had nothing. Just remember, karma never misses. No names. No direct call-out. But everyone knew. The comments section exploded. My Aunt Linda dropped a popcorn gif. Uncle Rob added a spill the tea meme. Madison chimed in, of course. Family isn't optional. Blood is blood. I stared at the screen with a detached sort of amusement, like flipping through a soap opera in a waiting room. Nobody messaged me directly. Not Ryan. Not Madison. Not Dad. Silence. Until day 4. That morning, my phone buzzed a number I recognized but hadn't seen in months. Dad's work number. I let it ring out. It rang again. And again. Then Mom's cell. Then a random text from Ryan's girlfriend. Hey, think there's some confusion? Can you call your mom? She's really upset. Confusion. Sure. Around 2:19 p.m., my dad finally cracked and texted me directly. Why is the internet off? Trying to log into work. No, hey, Nate. No, we're sorry about the party. No, are you okay? Just, where's our stuff? That was all I needed to know. To them, I wasn't a person. I was a utility. Like Wi-Fi. Like running water. There when they needed me. Invisible when they didn't. I almost responded. Oh, how I wanted to. I even drafted a few options. One sarcastic, did the Wi-Fi miss my graduation too? One vicious, just a link to a therapist directory. One heartbreakingly honest, I needed you too. But in the end? I powered off my phone. Went to the gym. Lifted heavy. Sweated out years of resentment. When I got home, I had 3 voicemails waiting. Mom's shrill, shaky voice. We don't understand what's happening, your father can't access his payroll account, the TV isn't working, Madison says she can't get into Spotify, did something happen? Can we talk? Still no mention of the party. Still no apology. Just a litany of inconveniences that suddenly made me a priority. I deleted the messages. Poured myself a glass of water. Put on my favorite lo-fi playlist. I felt free. But the universe wasn't done yet. 1 week later, I came home from a client meeting to find an envelope taped to my door. Thick black marker. No return address. Inside? 1 printed letter. Double-spaced. All caps in places where the anger boiled over. You've gone too far. We've bent over backwards for you your entire life. And one missed party does not justify this kind of disrespect. Your father can't work. Madison lost her Hulu. Grandma is worried sick. You're punishing everyone for some imagined slight. I hope you're proud. No love, Mom. No, we're sorry. Just a scolding. Like I was an employee getting a final warning before being fired. I sat down in my kitchen chair, holding the paper like it might catch fire. I wasn't sad anymore. I wasn't even angry. I was just done. That night, I made a decision. I pulled up my old graduation slideshow, the one I had painstakingly built for the rooftop party no one attended. Photos of me in my cap and gown. Screenshots of all the confirmation texts, the RSVP receipts, the catering invoice. I opened a free website builder. Uploaded every single one. At the top, in bold letters, I wrote, "Here's the graduation party you all missed, not because you forgot, but because you chose not to show up." I posted the link to my social media. No tagging. No calling out. Just a quiet, permanent record. And it exploded. Old classmates messaged me. This broke me. I can't believe they did this to you. Friends I hadn't spoken to in months DM'd. I always thought your family was so close. I'm so sorry, man. Even my freshman year roommate, who once drunkenly peed in our mini fridge, shared it, calling it the most gut-wrenching thing I've ever read. Meanwhile, my family? They panicked. Amanda called 5 times. Ryan texted, "Bro, seriously?" Dad left a voicemail dripping in forced sympathy, "Son, please call us, we need to fix this." And Mom? The woman who never once showed up for my milestones? Left a voicemail that started calm and ended cracked and trembling. Nate, this has gone too far. You're humiliating us. Please take it down. Humiliating them. Funny. Because I had spent 24 years swallowing my own humiliation for their comfort. Now they could finally choke on it. I didn't respond. I didn't negotiate. I didn't soften. For the first time in my life, I stayed silent. And in that silence, I found my freedom. I wasn't their handyman. I wasn't their fixer. I wasn't their scapegoat. I was just Nate. Whole. Enough. Free. And no rooftop party, no apology, that would probably never come, no overdue "we're proud of you" could ever change that. Healing didn't come from hearing sorry. Healing came from realizing I never needed it in the first place.